about how you can get your full deposit when you are moving out of a house. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to get your full money back, your full deposit when you are moving out of a house. Now, I've been in the UK for like 3 years now, and I've changed houses. Not clothes now. Which one is changed? I have moved houses at least 3 times, and there have been times when I got my full deposit back and times when I did not. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you the things that you need to do to get your full deposit back when you are moving out of a house in the United Kingdom. Now, if you are coming in newly into the UK, usually when you're looking for a house or you get a house, they require you to pay a deposit, and the deposit is usually a month's rent. So you pay a month's rent as deposit. Sometimes for some landlords it might be lesser, and for some others it might actually be higher. Now, so I'm going to be giving you like 4 or 5 things that you need to do to make sure that your deposit is intact and you get your money back when you are moving out of that house. The first advice that I have for you is to start with the end in mind. Now, usually when you move into a new apartment in the United Kingdom, you usually most likely will know when you want to move out, because most times it's based on contract. So it might be a 6-month contract, a 1-year contract. And if you have a 6-month contract, for example, at the end of the 6 months, you're expected to move out of the house, or you can say, oh, I want to continue living here, and then you can now keep living there, and you can now move out anytime you want, given that you've given them like a 2 weeks notice or 4 weeks notice, depending on what is on your contract. So start with the end in mind. If you are moving into an apartment in January of that year, let's say you're on a 6-month contract, and maybe at the end of that 6 months you have it in mind that, oh, by the end of this 6 months I don't want to keep living here, I want to move out. So that means that June you'll be moving out, or July you'll be moving out. You need to start with the end in mind. So that means that by the end of June, July, you'll be moving out of the house, and you'll be expected, to collect back your deposits. So you have those 6 months to actually abide by their rules and regulation and terms of living in that apartment or that house. So what I mean by have the end in mind is that you should look through your contract microscopically. It means that you need to look carefully at the contract and the terms of living in that house. So look through it very well, because if you do not abide by what you are going to sign, then your deposit may be affected when it is time for you to leave that house. So anything that you notice in the contract or in the terms of living in that house that does not augur well with you, make sure that you bring it to the notice of the landlord or the agency. If it can be changed, then let it be amended and changed. But if they say no, they cannot change it, then if you want to go ahead, it's your choice, and if not, it's your choice. But make sure that you read the terms and conditions very well, so that you know that you are not going outside of it by the time you are living in the house, and so that this will not affect your deposits. My next advice for you is that you should ensure that your money is protected. And what do I mean by protected? In the UK, there's something known as Deposit Protection Scheme, DPS. Now, this is a scheme that has been put into place by the government to protect people's money when they rent a house or an apartment. So what this means is that, let's say you deposited £500 to your landlord or to your agency as deposit for where you'll be living. Then your landlord or your agency needs to remit this money into the deposit protection scheme account or whatever. I don't know how they do that. It's between them and the deposit scheme people. It has to be deposited, it has to be remitted with your details. And after that is done, you as the tenant or the proposed tenant will actually get an email from the deposit protection scheme for you to actually whether register or log in, sign in into your account and confirm that yes, you are renting this house and this is the amount that has been deposited as your deposit, you know, into the scheme. So this helps to actually protect your money. When it is time for you to collect your money, there will be no stories. So when this deposit scheme is in place, your mind is at peace, you are at rest that yes, your money is protected. When it is time for you to actually get your money, you get your money, provided that every other thing is okay and there are no issues. So at the end of your tenancy, all you need to do is to log in into your deposit protection scheme account and then claim your money. Just tell them, oh, you are ready to leave or you have left the place, and then they will ask you a series of questions which you will answer. And once you have initiated that claim, your landlord also will get like an email or something to approve, and then they approve and the deposit protection scheme will actually put that money into your account, the account number that you have provided for them to pay into. So it is kind of seamless. There is no dragging landlord and going after agency up and down to say, oh, my money, my money, my money. And if at all there's any issue, they can actually sort it out for you. So they can be like the middleman between you and your landlord or you and your letting agency to resolve any issues and like say, oh, this is how much you are getting, this is how much you are getting, and you know, everything is just solved amicably. If you have had any issues with DPS or otherwise known as deposit protection scheme, please let me know in the comment section. I know it's a scheme that is very popular in the United Kingdom, and I am going to advise also that when you are renting an apartment or a house, please ask the landlord. If it is not in your contract, please ask them what is the protection scheme that they have for your deposits. It gives you assurance that your money doesn't go with other monies that your landlord has. It doesn't go to your landlord's account. It actually goes somewhere that it is indeed well protected. So if your landlord or your letting agency is not saying anything about deposit protection, please ask them what measures they are taking to actually protect your deposits. The next advice that I have for you is avoid redesigning the apartment or the house without permission. Avoid it. Avoid it by all means, by all costs. In my previous apartment, when I got there, I met a very small TV and I really wanted a big TV. Now I could have tried to like start asking them about, oh, I want a bigger TV, can I just, you know, pop this TV, mount it on the wall? Another thing that I could have done, which was what I did, was to get a movable TV stand. So this way I'm not mounting anything on the wall, I'm not causing any damage to the wall, which will in turn affect my deposit when it's time for me to leave. Try and avoid redesigning the house without permission. I mean, you will have gone for viewing before moving into the house. If there's anything that you feel is not right, let them know and let them fix it before you move in. So this is going to avoid you trying to do it yourself, and at the end of the day they'll tell you you didn't get permission or something, and then they'll say, oh, this is how much it will cost to repair it, and then they'll slash it from your deposits. We don't want that. If you are here to like this video, please take a moment, just 1 second, to click on the like button, please. Thank you very much. The next advice that I have for you is to report any wear and tear, any major wear and tear as soon as possible. Any major wear and tear, any damages, any blockage, like anything that is of concern as you are living and staying in that house, in that apartment, report it as soon as possible. Like, do not wait. I remember where I was staying before, like even me, when I did this, I was just laughing at myself, like, what are you doing? As when I moved there, there were some edges on the floor that the carpet was already like coming out. I snapped it. There was something by the door, you know, that just wasn't right. I snapped it and I sent everything to them. I sent to them so that they can have it in their archive, whether they looked at it or they did not look at it. I have the evidence that I've sent it to them. So when it is time to collect my deposits, they will not tell me that when we went to do our inspection, when we went to do our inspection after you left, the carpet was like this on one corner. I'll just bring out the evidence to them and say, see, I sent it to you. This was how it was looking when I moved in. You get? So anything that is not right when you are moving in or as you continue to live in the house, please have photographic and even if possible videographic evidence of it. Send it to them. Of course, they are expected to like fix it, and if they refuse to fix it, at least you have evidence in your hand that, oh, this was how I met this thing, this was how it was, and I told you people and you did not do anything about it, so you cannot come and cut my deposits because of that. You grab. Please let me know in the comment section. Let's learn together. What are the other things or other advice that you have for people who are coming into the UK, who are changing houses, changing apartments? You know, what are the advices that you have for them about how to do things in order to get their full deposit when it is time to move out of their house or apartment? Please leave me a comment in the comment section. Thank you so much guys for watching. And I have a whole playlist about houses, renting houses in the UK and apartment tours in the United Kingdom. You really want to watch this, so go ahead, click on this playlist and I'll see you right